that's the point. I'm trying to get you in trouble. Yes, I'm just influencing you badly. I apologize. Aim and needle drops. Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, doing an album review. Titus Andronicus with The Monitor. Titus Andronicus is a New Jersey rock band. This is their second album, and it's a punk rock war cry, a flaming piece of ambition that is hurtling toward crappy indie rock bands that make really apathetic music. And here's the album. Indie rock bands, it's like... And in a lot of ways, The Monitor jumps past this band's previous album, The Airing of Grievances. I'm not going to say it blows it out of the water, but The Monitor is most definitely more of everything that made that debut album good. There's more energy, there's more guts and sweat and distortion, there's more ambition, and there's more concept. And what is the concept? Well, the concept of this LP is the American Civil War. Yes, not the most popular of album concepts, and it's kind of loose. It's not like the band hits you over the head with a bunch of battle statistics, but the overt war references cannot be ignored. For example, The Monitor is the first Ironclad warship. It was used during the Civil War. Then again, you have these quotes read throughout the album. Yes, quotes. And they come from Abraham Lincoln, Walt Whitman, William Lloyd Garrison. Then again, you have these marching drums on a lot of tracks. You have military melodies played through distorted guitars. Then you have song titles like The Battle of Hampton Roads and Fourscore and Seven. And needless to say, these themes also pop up in the lyrics. And even if you're not paying attention to the war themes behind this album, there is a lot of cohesiveness to it outside of that. Like, every track just has this really clear sense of righteousness to it. Something that kind of reminds me of the work of Ted Leo. And as long as we're making comparisons, there are bands like Japan Droids that really remind me of the guitar distortion and the aggression that is found throughout this album. And the vocals really remind me of Conor Oberst and Bright Eyes. I just cannot shake this Bright Eyes feeling. And there's a real folkiness to many of these tracks that has me thinking the Pogues. So let's see, you've got some good comparisons there. The production's decent. You've also got a really great punk energy, independent spirit, interesting concept, lots of moments with very great instrumentation, horns, strings, piano, even bagpipes. And then again, you have all these collaborators that come in on this album too. Members of Ponytail, Vivian Girls, Y Oak, and even the Hold Steady take part in this new album. You've got some great dynamics throughout all these tracks, some sentimental, slower songs with sharp lyrics, and then you've got these really fast, sweaty tracks that really get you going. There are clearly a lot of highs about this album. But if there is one clear low, for at least me anyway, it's gotta be that this album says a lot. This album says a lot. But it takes its sweet time saying it. Sure, you've got a ton of passion, you've got a ton of, like I said, punk rock energy throughout The Monitor, but the band draws this type of energy out to 7 or even 8-minute song lengths. And keeping up that aggressive attitude for that long, it just makes me wonder where they get their energy. Now, there's over an hour of music here, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that, geez, the sound is so straightforward, but the structure is not. Not at all. The band just takes all these trips and all these detours and just all these indulgences with the songs, really altering the direction of each track, making these songs a lot more epic than they are catchy. So if you're looking for something that's going to be really immediate and really just easy to latch onto, you're going to be disappointed with this, I promise. Because if you're going to appreciate The Monitor, if you're going to enjoy The Monitor, you really have to be giving it multiple listens. I mean, the album, in a lot of ways, kind of reminds me of an LP I reviewed earlier this year, Owen Pallett's Heartland. Of course, stylistically, these two albums are completely different, but the thing is, like The Monitor, Heartland, at the time I reviewed it, I didn't really feel like I completely understood it, just because there is so much to digest with that album. Of course, now I enjoy it a lot more than when I first heard it, but I have a sneaky suspicion that the Monitor is pretty much the same way. I really need to give it more listens before I can fully enjoy it, but as of right now, I'm pretty cool with it. The most nitpicky thing I can say is that there's a really synthetic sounding reverb on many of the vocals throughout the LP, and that kind of bugs me, but it may not necessarily be a turnoff for you. It's impossible to get this album in just a few short listens, but the passion and the energy behind each of these songs makes the Monitor worth sitting through and worth understanding. I'm feeling a strong 7 on this LP. But if you guys heard it or heard any of the tracks off of it, or heard Titus Andronicus's previous album, let me know what you think of this new LP. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And why? Anthony Fantano, you're the best. Titus Andronicus, the Monitor, forever.